This ABC 15 Flash Briefing is sponsored by Sanderson Ford. Straight up.
Good morning on a Monday. Nick Soletti here with our top stories. Phoenix police searching for two women linked to a shooting, and the victim was an innocent shopper. Shots rang out at a Walmart near 35th Avenue in Bethany home this weekend. Officers say surveillance video shows two women were in a fight when one pulled out a gun and started shooting, hitting one woman in the store. The two women took off. As for the victim, she is expected to recover. We're on wildfire watch this morning as a new fire burns in the southern portion of our state, forcing evacuations. It's burning in Santa Cruz County right now, about 30 miles east of Nogales. The San Rafael fire starting Saturday and jumping in size to 10,000 acres. Crews say winds are fueling the flames and also posing risks for fire crews. The American Red Cross has opened a shelter for evacuees. Strong winds also a problem for a fire that sparked over the weekend. The Big Valley fire burning about 350 acres southwest of Tucson. Officials say forward progress was stopped until the high winds posed safety concerns. This fire, of course, human cause. We're told it's from target practice. A reminder, there are fire restrictions in place across the state, and these were just implemented a few days ago. Now to the pain at the pump. The quick relief in prices is gone as costs have jumped 20 cents in a month. AAA says the national average for regular unleaded is $4.32. In Arizona, we're paying $4.66 a gallon, just 3 cents shy of the record. And diesel drivers hit the hardest right now as prices continue to break daily records. In Arizona, diesel's now averaging $5.47, while nationally it is at $5.54. With the price of practically everything going up right now, none of us want to spend more when it comes to home repairs. John Mattery shows us why it's more important than ever to do some spring maintenance.
For Rhonda Lehman, spring cleaning is a family affair. Brothers, nephews, even her 91-year-old mom chip in to get the family home in shape for summer.
We're just doing some spring cleaning in the backyard. Weed eating the fence line, cutting the grass, getting ready to trim some of these trees.
Rhonda knows that if her shrubbery gets too big or if a gutter overflows, she could get hit with some big bills. So we turn to Consumer Reports for advice on what you should do right now. Home and Garden editor Paul Hope says Rhonda's doing the right thing by clearing out debris to prevent any patches of dead grass.
Once it comes summer, it's really hard for grass to grow. It starts growing at temperatures of about 55 degrees, but it also stops when you get into the 80s and 90s especially. So, a little action now is going to be worth a lot come summer.
Clearing debris also keeps insects and pests from taking over your yard.
Mulch piles or leaves that are allowed to sort of sit in the yard. The ticks really sort of seek out those shady, cool, dry areas, especially in the heat of summer.
It may sound obvious, but before you start any maintenance project, make sure to check all your equipment. If you didn't winterize it properly, you're looking at a trip to the service center. Spring is the best time to get that fertilizer down. Paul says we're still in that sweet spot. And something else you may not think about, getting your soil tested.
If you've got lead in your soil, that's something you certainly want to know before you go out and, say, start planting a vegetable or fruit garden.
Rhonda's family knows that a few hours in the yard now can prevent big expenses later, so you don't waste your money. I'm John Mattery.
A Valley Flower shop back open today after two vehicles slammed into it. The crash happening about 2 weeks ago near 40th Street and Baseline. At Baseline Flowers, police believe speed was a factor. Thankfully, everybody was okay, but the crash left debris everywhere. Crews got to work getting everyone cleaned up in time for Mother's Day.
There's this Japanese saying, shikata ga nai, it can't be helped. And so they would just you can't do anything about it, so you've got to move on. That attitude is instilled in me, and that's what we've tried to do too.
She thinks a full remodel of her shop will be what it takes to have it in December.
Happy Monday. I'm Justin Pizzera. Let's get a check on your most accurate forecast. Today's temperature is going to be below average. We're looking at a high of 89 degrees today in Phoenix. It'll be in the high 60s in Prescott, mid 70s in Payson, topping 80 in Sedona, and then Flagstaff only 61 degrees today, 79 in Winslow, 64 in the Grand Canyon. But the winds today, that is going to be the story here in the valley. 10 to 20 miles an hour, gusts up to 30, but in northern Arizona, it's going to be very windy with gusts up to 50 miles an hour. So we do have these wind alerts here. Basically all of northern Arizona under this wind alert, again with those gusts up to 50 miles an hour. And then we have fire weather alerts because of all of that wind as well. You can see pretty much a good portion of the state has that red flag warning. Here's a look at your 7-day forecast. We're not looking at triple digits until Saturday when we top out at 103 and then 106 on Sunday. And Flagstaff much cooler until Friday when the 70s come back.
For the latest headlines, weather, and traffic, go to abc15.com or download our free ABC15 mobile app.
This ABC 15 Flash Briefing is sponsored by Sanderson Ford. Straight up.